Day 3 homework. Store the flicks in an array as well as in the DOM. So here's what I mean. The DOM is kind of a poor source of truth for your data. Let's keep track of our data inside this object. And yeah, we'll render it to the page, but that's just for presentation. To really manage this list, we want it to stay in JavaScript somewhere. So what we'll do is put an array on our app object. So we have this.max, this.list. Let's also add one called this.flicks. And that's going to be an empty array. I'm going to initialize it as an empty array. And then every time I submit the form, keep rendering the list item, that's fine, but also add the flick to that array. That is a one-liner, so you definitely need some bonus credit. And this one might be a little hard. So this is going to be super mega bonus credit. Yeah. Yep. We're skipping straight over the boring bonus credit. Add a fave button or a like button or whatever to each list item that changes the appearance of that item. For example, add a background color. So we made it so that you could affect the color by typing something else into the form. Now, after it's already in the list, I want to be able to click a button that changes it. And I want to be able to change each one individually. And we'll call this bonus credit, fine. And we'll make this super mega bonus credit. Whatever. Oh, it was just going to be a second bullet under super mega bonus credit. It's not any more work. It's just what I'm calling it. So super mega bonus credit. Add a remove button or a delete button. Oops. I didn't mean to actually type that word. Add a remove button to each list item. That make that button actually work, to be clear. I suppose I can make that two things. Just remember, if you don't know how to make it change the appearance, you know how to add a button to something, right? So just do that. Super mega bonus credit. Bonus credit, mega credit, super mega bonus credit. These are seriously, the first one is a one-liner. You can deal with it. It's okay.
No, I'm not, oh my God, I'm
okay.
Crap out of me.
Labels?
Yeah.
Ignore the labels entirely. They're just silly. Pretend they're all bullets. I will be silly as I please, Mr. Jones. My own counsel will I keep on who is to be silly. What was it going to be? Make the button actually work. Oh, yeah. Make sure that both of those buttons affect the array as well, not just the DOM. So in other words, if I delete it on the page, delete it from the DOM. Die in the page, die in real life. Keep track of that somehow in the array. So that would be really cool if you could toggle it on and off. I won't make that a separate list item here, but make the fave button toggle make the fave button toggle the fave status. So we have an ID and a name for each flick now, right? So you might just create a new property of that object that keeps track of whether it's faved. For those of you who with ambition to spare, we need some hyper fighting. Super mega bonus credit hyper fighting. Got to do it. Add buttons to move a flick up and down the list to reorder them. And it probably goes without saying, in a perfect world, that would reorder the array as well. Think you can do it? I know you can. Add buttons to move it. It's not a button to move it if it doesn't move it. Add buttons that move a flick up and down the list. I was just breaking them down into smaller steps. So if you see add a delete button, oh crap, I have no idea how to make it delete. I should probably not even try this homework. No, man, do the part that you can. Make the button first, then worry about how to make it work. You know how to make buttons do things. So add buttons that move a flick up and down the list. It would also be a fun little exercise if you wanted to see if you could make it add it to the top of the list instead of the bottom. So just another thing to experiment with if you want to. I'm not going to make it a formal part of this. All right. Eat some lunch. Go in peace. Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.